This is the Civic Centre, of course, and I'm stood below the statue of the Tyne God here. And the Tyne God this sculpture is actually by a guy called David Wynne, and it's meant to represent this sort of what the Romans called the genius loci, which is the spirit of a place. And so the Newcastle had its god that made Newcastle, served to make Newcastle rich, and was provided for everyone in the city through the coal trade, and represents the river. This god, the actual Celtic name for the god is Cor, as in Corbridge up the river, which is one of the most ancient settlements in this part of the world. So the ancient Celtic god Cor is the god of the Tyne Valley, pretty much. There's lots of mythology about Cor, so this is a wonderful, powerful piece of art here. And of course, this whole structure, there's no expense spared on the Civic Centre. You've got that Portland stone tower there with those, I think there's 12 seahorses, bronze seahorses there, which were, I think they were made at one of the shipyards on the Tyne, maybe Neptune Yard. Obviously seahorses are a symbol of Newcastle. And there's the carillon in there, so there's about 25 bells in there that can be played as an organ. So it's a very powerful, the symbolism built into all of this. Like I say, there was no expense spared in it. You've got like these braziers here that can all light up at night. So originally that symbolises drawing people to the place and people congregating here and the bells ringing. So, and you've got this, this is the council chamber here, this rotunda on stilts, and it's made with some very high quality craftsmanship, this building, and high quality materials. Civic Centre, it was commissioned actually by T. Dan Smith, who was a real visionary for Newcastle, and obviously quite a corrupt guy, but many people consider him to be a great visionary, T. Dan Smith, and this was opened in 1968. It was actually based on or inspired by Oslo City Hall. So if you take a look at that, and it's built in this modernist style, which is very unique for a building in Newcastle, because as you will know, Newcastle's all sandstone and brick, but this is actually Portland stone and white stone. And so this was kind of post-war idealism, this kind of where architects had a lot of freedom to build new stuff, and the architect was George Kenyon, who was a great architect of Newcastle. So here we are, the Civic Centre.